Please be upstanding for a new recording of Things We Like.
Hello!
Hi.
Hi everybody. Welcome to Things We Like.
Yeah, it's Things We Like.
And it's beautiful and wonderful outside. Spring is finally here.
Yep, that happened.
Sun is shining. The castle's warming up.
Yeah, if you listen carefully, you might be able to hear birds tweeting.
They're tweeting us.
They're so into their social media.
Yeah.
On trend. Yeah, there's probably lots of baby birds out there, foxes, other animals.
Baby Bird, the band, You're Gorgeous.
I remember them. What happened to them?
They did that one song and they fucked off.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
I believe that song was on the Clueless soundtrack. An excellent soundtrack.
Is it?
Yeah.
What else is on it?
Zombie by the Cranberries.
Okay.
At least I think it's Zombie. A couple of other tunes. About 10.
Good length for a soundtrack album of that.
Yeah. Though I believe they released a second soundtrack album to capitalise on its popularity at the time.
Are you a fan of Clueless?
I am actually.
Well, I don't necessarily hate said film or its TV spin-off. I used to watch that too.
It had Turk in it.
It had Turk in it, yeah. He stuck around for the TV spin-off too.
Kind of remember that. Wasn't he the only cast member from the film who came back?
I thought they had everyone apart from Silverstone.
Did they have Brittany Murphy?
They got someone who looks almost identical to her.
Then that's all you need. TV shows of films.
TV shows are films that are good.
Yeah.
Gotham.
Does that count?
Can't this one.
Yep, it's not a straight spin-off for a film.
Fargo.
Anyone
seen that?
Yeah.
No, heard good things.
Yeah, me too. I've not seen it either.
Well, I assure you all, it's really good.
It's got the king here. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Good God. Good point.
Yeah, that TV show is a direct follow-on from the film.
Yeah.
That film's how she got kicked out of her previous school.
It's a cool film.
Got Rutger Hauer in it.
And Pee Wee Herman.
It's got Pee Wee Herman in it.
He's the dude who gets his arm ripped off.
Oh, Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
That's his name.
He's not a paedophile.
He's not a paedophile. He's just really interested in artistic pictures of young naked children.
Is that true?
Yeah, he's got the biggest collection. It's like a certain type of photography art form most popular in like the Victorian times. So it's not like he would want to get a naked child to pose nowadays, but he collects these old pictures of naked children, which still seems fairly unsavoury to me, but
It's curious. But he did get caught whacking off in an adult cinema.
But
But
if
who
you
hasn't?
can't whack off in an adult cinema, then what kind of a cinema can you whack off in?
Civil liberties. God. It's like living in George Orwell's 1984.
Alf said he went to some kind of sex show in Amsterdam. There was semen on the floor. That's the kind of thing that I expect to happen in an adult cinema. Everybody's there watching porn. Why do people watch porn? Because they want to whack off. Just the logic of this just rings true to me.
Well, if it's on the floor, I could deal with it. If it was on everything, no.
It was a ghost. It's ectoplasm. So what do you like there, Jim?
What do I like? What do I like? I don't know.
Oh, I'll tell you what I like then. I really want one of them robots from Interstellar. Have you seen Interstellar yet?
Yes. I have Watched seen it again yes. a while ago.
I really want one of them robots. When you first see that TARS dude at the start, I'm like, well, he's a big vending machine. He shouts at people, what's going on there? But when they start like running around and doing really cool shit and flying planes and stuff, and they're really like Douglas Adamsy in terms of their personalities as well and
They
stuff.
actually have a personality.
Yeah, they are characters in the film as much as anyone else. They've got personalities and motivations.
They probably express just as much emotion as Anne Hathaway did.
Yeah. Like after that, a dude dies, spoiler alert, on the watery place, and Tars comes back into the ship. He's like, I tried to save him. I did everything I could. And like just that really somber tone in his voice and stuff. It's really nice.
Oh, sorry guys, my bad.
Whoops! That's what I was expecting.
Butterfingers.
And it is always nice to see the good robot.
Yeah, especially because it's like going over loads of old films and stuff in homage bits, and they've always got a bad robot in them. Especially, it's got a huge 2001 vibe.
Definitely.
And I was always expecting the robots to turn out to be douches. But
Like Moon. I thought spoilers. I thought the robot or computer in Moon was going to turn out to be a baddie.
yeah, especially as it had Kevin Spacey's voice.
Yeah, the guy swims in Sinister.
But he was nice. It was cool. Good film.
As is Kevin Spacey. Well, not a good film. He seems like a cool guy.
There is a good film about Kevin Spacey. What's it called again?
Atomizer.
Yep.
Kevin Spacey story.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would
Stella lied up.
urge anyone to watch that.
Shame they couldn't get Keanu Reeves for that film.
He was doing The Matrix, so
Oh,
it's understandable.
I heard he was going to be in Atomizer 2, playing all the parts.
They're doing a reboot at the moment, and they wanted an all-new cast, so effectively that just means that Keanu Reeves is going to play everyone.
A lot of green screen.
But an actor of his chops can pull it off.
Yeah.
Have you seen John Wick yet?
No!
Oh, it's cool, man.
Everybody says that it's fantastic.
I don't even know what it is.
Like, he plays John Wick, a retired hitman for the mob, and he falls in love, retires, gets out of the game for good. Then
Wait, here we go, spoilers.
I'll spoiler it, but the first 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
that's kind of the whole point of the film. I won't spoil what happens next. It's like his wife dies, and like he's a bit upset, as Keanu usually is pretty sad, poor guy. But he has a sweet car, which is all that matters. And he's driving a sweet car one day, and then Alfie Allen like sees a sweet ride.
Oh, Theon Greyjoy.
Yeah, and goes like, "Oh yeah, that's a sweet ride. I want it." Like Keanu's like, "Fuck no, it's my sweet ride." And Alfie like goes, "Nah, I'm having it." So the next day he turns up his house and like has it and destroys him,
Huh.
something else. And then Keanu gets really upset and decides, "I'm going to get my secret gun bunker out," and unretires himself and goes on a bit of a killing spree. And yeah,
Goes after the Allens. I'll
Goes
start
after
with
the
Lily, and then I'm gonna knock up Alfie,
Then
and then
Keith.
I'll move on to Keith, take out the boss.
he takes out an Allen key just to seal the deal.
Cover the bases. I hear the action is pretty intense.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Because he's one of the most highly trained fighting actors that there are. Him and Carrie-Anne Moss and... Who played Agent Smith?
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving and Larry Fishburne. They just spent like 3 years fighting every day.
Did you make a reality TV show where they all fight each other? I would quite happily watch that.
Get those twins that used to do DIY shows. The ones who played like the
Twins.
white dreadlock guys, yeah, and Reload.
Thought you might be going on there. We'll get the twins from Funhouse. They can present it.
Wow, but Funhouse. For anyone who's never heard of Funhouse, that's something I like.
It is, it's amazing. It's a late 80s, early 90s TV show, British
Must be.
TV.
Yeah.
Hosted by Pat Sharp,
The mullet Pat Sharp.
who basically kids turn up and do a range of ridiculous games, often featuring Gunge and or big stuffed obstacles.
A quality theme tune as well.
It's
Excellent theme tune,
very
yes.
good theme tune.
Prizes to be won.
It's a real crazy show where anything goes.
Gunge seemed to feature prominently in those sort of early 90s kid shows.
Yeah,
Cast Your
where
Mind
is the
Back to
Gunge?
Get Your Own Back with Dave
Oh.
Benson
Then
Phillips.
Noel Edmonds' House Party. That was 50%
Yes,
Gunge,
yes.
At
40%
least.
Mr. Blobby,
Yeah.
10% Noel Edmonds.
5% of that was his beard.
But that's a good question though, where has the Gunge gone? Maybe they discovered something in it that, didn't conform to
Maybe
health and
now.
safety regulations.
I remember in about 2006, 2007, Drew Barrymore got gunged at the
Really?
Nickelodeon Awards, and I was like, huh, someone got gunged?
Yeah, they do gunging for Nickelodeon.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Gunge Guns. No, I saw something on TV the other day.
Of recent.
Yeah, like
Is it just like Bugsy Malone?
pretty much, but with like a massive Nerf gun full of Gunge and Gunging celebrities.
What
It's a bit sexual, really. Back on it.
Well, I'm going to think of it like that now.
Yeah, well, I always do.
Dave Benson Phillips.
What would have made every post-1995 gunging even better was if it was always Dave Benson Phillips who did the gunging, irrespective of what context the gunging took place
He's actually
in.
got intellectual property ownership on Gunging, so every time you do, you've got to pay him 50 quid or let him do it himself.
Exactly, yeah.
Dave Benson Phillips didn't say Awooga. It was Chris Akabusi.
Oh, shit.
Record Breakers.
Record
The
Breakers.
film of that was terrible. Just to be clear, Record Breakers was a TV show about...
The Guinness World Record.
Yeah.
People attempting to break them. Yeah.
Roy Castle used to do it.
Sly, and who was the woman that used to do it as well?
Cheryl Baker.
Cheryl Baker, yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
Then when he passed away, it got taken over by
Chris Akabusi.
the man that
Awooga.
Awooga. Abandoned ship. He had the greatest laugh in the universe. I can't remember what it sounded like.
Whatever it is he gave it beans.
Yeah.
I always get him mixed up with John Fashanu, but mainly because of a strangely pronounced second name and only because of the day-to-day. John Fashanu. John Fashanu. That's John Fashanu tonight at 9.
Classic TV, I guess. Like Fast Show. Been watching a few of them on
Fashion,
YouTube.
yeah.
God. Ooh, Johnny Depp was in that. It was quite good.
Was, but I was disappointed because he was playing Johnny Depp, and I wanted him to like do a character. That's interesting. Have you seen Mordecai at all?
No.
I haven't yet either, but he plays like a sort of very landed English gentry who's some kind of art collector. And apparently he said he was influenced by the Fast Show. He even gets Paul Whitehouse in the film. And his character was based on, I think, the 13th Duke of Wimbledon.
Okay.
Me, here, after hours, a bottle of champagne, in a girls' school. How dare they?
I recently learned while revisiting the Fast Show that they'd done a spin-off of Swiss Tony.
They do.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of it.
It's not good.
No, okay.
A couple of spin-offs. The Ted and Ralph spin-off.
Yeah?
He did the Green Grass of Home, which was like...
And Only Fools and Horses, you know?
Yeah, no, it was called Grass, yeah. And it was the guy who played Tommy Cockles, but he was like one of his characters, the guy who shouted, "Hold the bells."
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, boring story. But they had quite a few spin-offs, and they were all terrible.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, there's one thing spinning off, you know, maybe based on like a series or a character within a series, but spinning off, you know, a single sketch where maybe the characters, you know, only got one line or one, you know, joke that's repeated in different contexts. You know, maybe it doesn't lend itself quite as well. That's why I'm not necessarily surprised to hear Dan say that the Swiss Tony spin-off wasn't very good.
Yeah, I'm not keen on sketch shows. I like to watch the first one, and it's like you've then watched them all, because the same jokes happen every time.
Apart from Big Train,
Big Train was good.
which only had like 2 or 3 running sketches, and they were usually per series, and every episode was just mostly original stuff.
Box as well, but had a few running ones.
It had a running narrative strand, but yeah, it was mostly new stuff in it.
Quite bizarre.
With Matt Berry and
Rich Fulcher.
Fulcher.
I saw him do a stand-up comedy tour called My Parents Think I'm a Dentist. Because apparently he came over here to study dentistry, dropped out, became a comedian, but never told his parents. And he was now becoming worried because of the success of the Mighty Boosh that they would finally find out that he's not actually a dentist. He's seems like a pretty epic weirdo. Apparently Bob Fossil from the Mighty Boosh is just a very toned down version of his actual self.
Ooh.
You'd think that you know, comedians, comics would make good dentists, seeing as, you know, most people have a bit of a fear of dentists, and, you know, going to the dentist, so, you know, if you've got someone there that can make you laugh.
Yeah, kind of smooth the experience
Smooth
out.
it out, aye.
Ken Jeong is a licensed and practicing doctor.
And he was the Doctor when he did his cameo in The Hangover.
He got cast in Knocked Up as the Doctor for being a doctor, having won the America's Funniest Doctor Award.
But that's a long list.
Patch Adams, Hal.
Harry Hill, wasn't Harry Hill a doctor as well?
Yeah, but he's also
He's a
not
GP.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got time for him now and again.
No.
Some of his early stuff.
Time for him in the small gasps of air he gets after I stop forcing his head into that water butt.
Yeah, that was a rough party. Oh, the orphan stopped mowing the lawn.
Good stuff. He should know that it's not time to mow the lawn. Can he not see the big red light?
Oh, well, yeah, maybe.
You left the green light on again.
No, I think the red light's on. I'll have to teach him about protocol. Oh, he's up to something weird in the attic.
Really? I've heard strange clunking sounds. It sounds like a lot of liquid up there.
In the West Wing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really want to go up there.
No, and he had a lot of repairs to do after the harsh winter, so...
True. All the dead cats that he found under the snow.
I mean, you say find, but I think brought home.
Yeah.
It was too nicely laid out to be found.
It was a bit White Walker-y. So, anybody else liked anything else at all in the entirety of existence?
I like it when train journeys go right.
You had a nice one.
Oh, I had a good one, yeah. I mean, it could have gone a lot worse, but just coming back for the long weekend, forgot that London Euston, the day before a bank holiday, is hell. And getting in there, the entire station was like a really polite apocalypse. You never seen where like everybody's trying to escape, like the cities and everything is just teeming full of people trying to get somewhere and jostling and bustling around, but being really nice about it. And
Saying,
just
excuse me,
so,
hello.
sorry, excuse me. And just everywhere. And I was waiting for my train, which was the first off-peak train of the evening, so there was a bit in high demand, and I was standing around trying to work out what platform it was going to leave off, and I managed to Batman my way to it, and got there, and before the platform, like the concourse leading to it, was absolutely chock full of people, so I knew I was on a winner, and the train hadn't been released yet, so I was just waiting there, itching.
Release the train!
Oh, they may as well. It was like the Grand National. As soon as it was, and like the gates opened, everybody like started going for it. I was quite happily just walking at a nice brisk pace.
A stroll.
Yeah, but then I saw people running. I was like, fuck this, and started Usain Bolting it down the station, down the platform. Nearly took out a businessman.
Good.
Yeah, well, he weaved out in front of me, so I had to weave around him, and there was a clash of briefcases and bags, and yeah, but I just didn't even look back. No mercy, just carried on. Like bolted.
He's dead now, you know.
He deserved it. But got to towards the last couple of carriages, jumped on, and just made a beeline for like the table seat. Sat down, plugged my phone in, claimed it as my own, and just sat there nervously looking at the reservation screen for it to come up, and hoping that it would say unreserved, because I was no way I was giving up this seat. And about 2 minutes later, the entire carriage was full of like sitting people, and then a minute after that, there was people just standing in the aisle. And a minute goes by, and like the train lady came on and said, like, sorry guys, but because this train is so overpacked, we've declassified all the reservations. So yeah, if you got a reservation, you don't anymore.
Ooh, that's a bit cold.
Yeah, but I was in the best seat in the house. So,
Without a reservation.
without a reservation, so I'd won. And there's people staring at me, like it was standing up, just looking at my seat and my plug socket, and I was just sat there trying not to have the biggest shit-eating grin on my face possible, but no, it just wasn't happening.
Pregnant ladies up and down the carriage, standing there.
A couple giving birth.
Wow, yeah.
So I'd won that train journey, and
Who'd you end up sitting next to?
hang on a minute. There's a guy who promptly fell asleep to avoid the scornful looks from everybody else, and a couple. who were just happily chatting away. I was quite out of breath from running, so I was in a bit of a happy state. And then I wasn't sure. Well, there's like this cute girl who was like kind of stood opposite-ish me in the aisle, and I'm not quite sure if she was eye fucking me or eye fucking my seat, but like, yeah, she was giving me other seat the eye, and it was like, oh hello. But unfortunately, with that many people in front of us, our love could never have been.
Yeah.
There's just too many physical barriers. I was cock-blocked by a train.
Oh, tragedy.
Yeah, no, it was.
Could you not have like leant back and patted your knee, suggestive wink?
I was going to just like point at my crotch, like, do you want to sit here? And not get up.
As my friend Kev from Lamberton used to say, the best thing you can do in any scenario like that is just get up and put your cock in a pocket. That was his only explanation of how you could win anyone's affections. If you can, without their knowledge, get your cock in their pocket.
Did it work for him?
I don't think he ever tried it, but
That could get you arrested.
he clearly had faith that it would work for anyone. Don't know, how do you then broach the subject? Excuse me, have you seen this?
Like,
You weren't
just
even aware.
put it in, but it's like, oh, can you just check the time for me? And as they go to reach their phone, they give you an accident. But
Well, I
how-
think it's more they'd notice that your cock was in their pocket and they would fall head over heels in love with you.
Oh, it's quite sweet, really.
That's the way it seemed to flow.
You put it to the test, Dan.
yeah, but it's a challenge because like how can you like get close enough to someone to put your cock in their pocket without them noticing? Because to do that, you're going to be crotch to crotch near enough, or crotch to ass if you're going for the back pocket.
Depends on the pocket, yeah.
And then you've got to go in at an angle as well. There's a lot to consider here.
It's certainly a challenge, there's no doubt about that. But you know, maybe that's the inherent part of it. If you've succeeded in the challenge, then you've earned something.
Like a warrior.
Yeah.
The inquest almost.
If someone put their cock in my pocket without me noticing, I think I'd at the very least be impressed.
Mini round of applause.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
And then run away in fear.
I don't know. I hope I wouldn't be overtaken by irrational feelings of love and or lust.
Well, if this guy's theory is correct, that would inevitably happen.
So anybody out there, give it a go and tell us how it went.
That's why I've got zips on all my pockets.
Oh God.
Staying with the subject of trains, I like smoking cars on trains.
Smoking cars on trains, where do they have these wonderful
I remember
creations?
one time in the UK in a smoking car on a train.
Oh, it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, well, I know. It must have been shortly before. It was my only time. It must have been shortly before the smoking ban came in.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember, going to the smoking car to have a smoke.
I have a vague memory of doing that.
Not that the smoking car was necessarily that pleasant. I mean, it was empty, but obviously it's a bit smoky, and that's not always a pleasant environment.
It's on
But
fire.
for the novelty of smoking on a train in Britain,
Yeah.
I've smoked on a train in India. That's quite nice. Because I'll just go to the carriage, open up the door to the train, and sit down with my legs dangling out, and having a cigarette as the train bombs by.
Wow.
That's quite nice. With a bit of scenery.
Bucolic scenery.
Very nice. Quite verdant at the time, actually.
Oh.
So it was lovely. That was nice. Being on a train for 2 days wasn't. Because at that point, that's the last big train journey that I was doing. I was going from Delhi to Gunge.
Big train.
Big train. And I'd read all the books that I had with me. I'd only had 8 cigarettes to last me 2 days. And I only had 2 albums on my phone to listen to, which I had been listening to for the past 2.5 months. And one of them was monthly listens. So, yeah, listening to music was out of the window. So all I could try and do for 2 days was not think about smoking and trying to sleep.
What was your other album?
Well, actually, no, I tell you, I had 3 albums. One was Moderate, from their first album, which was amazing, and Mo slept Happy Birthday, I think. But yeah, after that trip, I couldn't listen to either of those albums for quite a long time. But at least when I do listen to them, it's ingrained memories of them so much.
On the train.
Oh yeah. Yeah, being on a train for 2 days, I don't recommend it. It's not fun.
I reckon I'd quite dig it.
This is after 3 months of training around India, so... by
If
that
I was
point-
the only person on the train, maybe I would think it was okay, but having to share the train with other beings, I don't think I'd enjoy it. Apart from the staff.
I treated myself to this one, so I had a little compartment with 3 other people, and I had like people knocking by every so often, but it was just to sell me tea or the fruit, which was alright, or give me food, which I appreciated.
Here's another general train question. Is the Orient Express still going?
Yes. What, the Orient Express? Is that the same as the Trans-Siberian Railway?
No, that's another good railway.
That's another good railway. What's the Orient... Explain to me the Orient Express.
People will get murdered on them.
Yes. Yes.
It went from Istanbul to...
Constantinople.
Oh, big circle.
Well, no, then.
Wait a minute. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Yeah, I think it went.
Okay, so it's a distinct line. There's something different then to the Trans-Siberian.
Yeah.
Clearly, if it's going from Istanbul or Constantinople.
I think
it century living.
Yeah. I think it went to...
Presumably it went somewhere in China.
I was about to say that, but it might not have got that far. It might have gone to Afghanistan. I can't remember. I have no idea.
Is that a big destination in the 19th century?
I don't know. Maybe that's where they took all their holidays back in the day. Not so much anymore.
So maybe one of our listeners has been on the Orient Express and could confirm to us that it does indeed still run, and the exact point of departure, which we have actually established, therefore the point of arrival.
I've been on the Orient Express in my Round the World in 80 Days game on my phone, and the Trans-Siberian Express. So there must be 2 distinct lines, but I can't really remember either of them other than I took the Trans-Siberian Express to Vladivostok.
Oh, good name. Have you ever done, on your game, what's the name of the American train, cross-continent train? I always wanted to do that as well.
I don't know.
It's got a name like...
Coast to coast.
something. The big train company.
I don't know. It goes to Burlington, New Orleans,
Cool.
and New York.
Is that what you took in the game?
These are the names of places that I remember, but
Grand Central.
You know, the game is set in the end of the 19th century in some crazy steampunk alternate universe, and
Tight.
is weird as shit. So, and also because it was back in the day, some people have changed the names of their places now, and my grasp of geography is terrifyingly awful.
I know where most of the continents are.
Well, I once impressed Joe by not knowing the capital of Spain, but do know the capital of Burkina Faso.
Which is...
Ouagadougou.
No, it isn't.
It really is.
Cool.
But yeah, that's why I can remember the capital of Burkina Faso, because it's got an awesome name.
Yeah, Madrid just doesn't have the same ring.
No.
I was actually thinking then, is Madrid or Barcelona? It's one of the two.
I'm generally terrible with capitals, places. There are places in this country that I couldn't tell you where they are.
I kind of rely on BuzzFeed quizzes to tell me about geography.
Oh, London, England. Oh.
I know where that is.
I'm aware of that place.
24 reasons why you shouldn't / should live in London.
Yeah, and just contained in a nice little GIF. Brilliant. Who needs words?
I've seen a lot of them recently.
Yeah.
The hot dogs in Chicago look mint.
Hot dogs in Chicago.
Yeah. It's a big... there was a whole thing about hot dogs on... I hate bigging up BuzzFeed, but it was on BuzzFeed about all the, like... I can't remember which way round it was, but it's either Chicago or New York. If you get pickles on your hot dog, you're basically a communist.
Did you see the KFC hot dog?
The double down dog.
Yeah, it's a Frankfurter sausage inside a bun made of chicken.
Nice.
Yeah. Initially I was like disgusted, but I keep looking at the image.
And does the bun made of chicken come in a bun made of bread?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Fuck Brad.
No. Well, it's breaded chicken.
Breaded chicken. Okay, well that
Deep fried battered chicken.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Looks pretty good. It's got some kind of like mustardy mayonnaise on. But
Okay.
that might just be for the Philippines. It's only in the Philippines, isn't it?
Yeah, it is only in the Philippines.
It's only been released in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's like the Burger King black burgers that they do in Japan.
Squid ink, aren't they?
Yeah,
Wow.
and like black cheese, black bread, black meat, black. It's
Bun.
like, they really should
Soft
do it
burger.
in Norway.
A bears and burgers.
A Burzen burger, just like in Metalocalypse. Oh.
Are we going to go and do a thing?
Yeah,
The secret thing?
yeah.
Right. Shh. So, yeah. So, yeah, if you want to get in touch with us, or just come and have a look at... We post loads of stuff on Twitter, and most of it is fucking awesome. Some of it sucks. So have a look at Twitter. At _things_we_like.
Thinks that's a capital T.
Things is a capital T.
Yeah, well, you can send us an email if you really wanted to. Things we like at thepeoplesbeard.co.uk. Or, as Andy put it a few weeks ago, cock at thepeoplesbeard.co.uk. If you send literally anything to something at thepeoplesbeard.co.uk, we'll get it.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
Well, this week, and always, I've been Jim.
I've been Reed.
I've been Jan.
I've been down.
We're going to go like some stuff, but next week things will suck again, so deal with it.
Deal.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Safe.